Gilbert Olye, your guest, your host. With me today, I have Comrade Theophilus Ugo, the Secretary, PSP, Asaba Branch. You are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Tobacco.
And another person again is Esther Edafinene, Head Officer in the South Local Government. You are welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers.
Today we are still going to go on with the personal hygiene. We call this one part 2. Personal hygiene matters a lot because without personal hygiene you cannot remain healthy, and everybody wants to remain healthy in order to acclimatize to others. Today, my brother Theophilus, what do we really mean by personal hygiene? What do we really mean?
All right, thank you, Mr. Gilbert, for having me once again. Like we earlier said, to a layman's language, personal hygiene is how you take care of yourself, your body, your environment, both within and outside. So that is what it means to a layman's language.
Yeah, so looking at the personal hygiene, let's start from our homes. You know, when a child is born, the mother will carry the child, bathe the child, start breastfeeding, and others. That means you have started bringing up the child. And when you bring up a child, well, you know, you acclimatize with the environment and also do the necessary things that you taught the person to do. Madam, you are a woman, and how do you look at women feeding, that's breastfeeding their child, their children? How do you look at it? Because that thing, from the beginning, taking care of the child, breastfeeding and others, which a way is the best way to handle a child?
Okay. Children, they are very vulnerable.
Yes.
In the sense that their immune system is still developing. And as such, they are expected to be well protected since they are 100% dependent on the mother and their caregiver. And because of the fragility of their nation, it is expected that maximum hygiene is extended to them. Now that you have narrowed it to the issue of breastfeeding, I'd like to say that women, first and foremost, should take good care of their braziers, because this is what they used to hold the breast.
Yes.
They must take care of their braziers. You will not wear clothes outside, and then you are using one brazier for 3, 4, 5 days.
Yes.
And when you sweat, everything is there. And as soon as you want to breastfeed your child, you just bring it out and give that child, knowing fully well that the child clicks his or her mouth on the nipple to be able to get the breast milk.
Yes.
So at that time, every get that your brazier have accumulated has settled on that breast. So you will be exposing your child to real problem. Presently, there is cholera outbreak in the air. You just see children stooling, vomiting. Most of this thing is associated with poor hygiene. Then secondly, even though you are wearing your brazier daily, neatly, clean ones, it is also expected that before you breastfeed your child, don't just be in an hurry. Make sure you wash the mouth of the breast. Have your bottled water aside. Since you can go and ease yourself, go there, ease yourself, as if you want to ease yourself. Wash the mouth of your baby, of the nipple for your baby to suck healthily. And then there are some women, in the name of breastfeeding, they just open their breast on the public water. You should have a neat wrap, like ankle, neat one, that used to wrap the area that the breast is exposed and leaving the mouth of the baby. And always carry your breast from the public. It's not for, in the name of breastfeeding a child, you are not breastfeeding the whole community. So, it's private broadcast. Keep it. Don't expose your child. Don't expose the breast. By so doing, the milk that the child is taking will be the strictly milk is taking. It will not be taking milk at the same time sucking teats alongside, which are not healthy for the child. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Theophilus, looking at it now, the child and the mother is inside the house. So the environment is supposed to have some kind of looks. You understand?
Yeah.
Because if the environment is not well kept, I don't think even when the woman is even keeping meat and washing this and washing that, and the environment. I'm talking about inside the room now.
Yes.
You understand? How do you expect that inside that place should be?
Okay. To contribute to what you just asked me, like as I said earlier, that cleanliness is part of godliness. And if you are godly, you must be neat. Your environment should follow suit. Now, in a home where there is a woman and there is a child or children, that every home, if you don't get the house swept on daily basis or mopped at least twice in a week or 3, you will discover that dust settle in some corners of the house. This also has some effect on the breathing, the air that is being taken in by the people. So that also, sweeping the house is very important, and mopping the floor, very important. The next one is the cobwebs we see in homes. Most people don't bother when they see cobwebs in the ceiling, by the corner of their houses. They just look at it and remove their faces. Those things have so much issues that they can breed, into the home. And if the people that are living in such places don't think it's important to remove cobwebs, that brings in so many things too. Then we now come back to the individual. I just talked about the environment.
Yes.
We now look at the individual. The clothes we put on. For instance, like a mother who lives in the home, she will talk more about women. But for me, from observations, we discover that most women in some homes, I said some homes, the wrapper that they use to tie themselves, most times you see them wearing one wrapper for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, unwashed. And they just feel it's not important to wash it. And this is common in these areas where you have fish near fish kind of compound. In my monitoring 2 days back, I got to a compound where incidentally they don't have borehole in the compound. And so they go to the nearby building to fetch water. And this compound, for my counting, there are about 32 tenants, each facing the compound. They built it like a kind of a stadium kind of something. So each room faces the compound, and they have one common entrance, one gate. So I went there to ask of the reason why the opposite empty land is filled up with waste.
Yes.
Because the landlord complained that the people living in the opposite building are the ones who are filling up the place. So I decided to go and find out where they dump their waste. But unfortunately, it is that empty land.
That empty land.
That is where they dump their waste.
They don't even pay for it.
They are not interested. So I had to ask the people. It was when I was entering there. I looked at the front of the compound, each of the places where they live. It's so messed up and they're so relaxed. I saw a child sitting down and eating in the same ground. So somehow one of the child decided to run in and raise their curtain so that he can pick something. When I peeked through the inside, the carpet that is being used is already torn in pieces. Yet it is what they are used to. So the inside is oozing. Yet the woman is cooking in front of her flat. So I was imagining, how do these children, and they look so malnourished. And I said to myself, this is not as a result of poverty. It is as a result of carelessness and laziness, and not being able to know that it is important to keep your room neat. Because if those children are sleeping in a good ground, let me use the lady that are putting mat on the ground, and there is no dust, there is no sand, because what I saw, there are sands inside the stand there. So, and I looked at the woman, what she was putting on, black clothes and one dirty wrapper she was putting on. So I was asking myself, is this not disease on its own? So this is beyond government coming to ask you to remove waste. Already you are a waste on your own. So I looked at the woman and I don't know what to tell her. I just tried to advise her. I said, madam, please, you should register and try your best to this compound, like your front where you're cooking, is dirty. Look at your pot and look at the water you are using to cook. Flies that are just touching on there. So that gives you an average, understanding of how people take care. But when you see them coming out to the road, the kind of clothes they put on, yet inside, the one that is warm, it's so dirty. It's like when you talk about some of our young men today who sag their clothes, you imagine the kind of boxers that they display for you to see. Now, the one outside looks neat, but the one inside is so dirty. And you can imagine how many days it's been washed. So, at the end of the day, you see, if some of them open up their body, you see some crawls, some kind of things, what we call crawl, all over their system, all over their body, because they don't even think of taking care of even baking. Now, some people will tell you there's no water. Now, so many places, because of probably one or two things, they don't have access to pipe-borne water, as we used to call it borehole right now. Like this compound I went, everybody goes to fetch water in a nearby compound. It means that for the children to take their bath, it may be once a day. And when for some children, there is no way they will eat and get properly, look well nourished. So the children kept on looking malnourished. So it's a big challenge. Thank you.
So, environmental woman, looking at what I just said, you people used to go from home to home to even investigate how they live around and also educate them on the best practices. Does it mean that people have stopped such practices, moving from one house to the other?
Everything is habit.
Okay.
We have not stopped, and we cannot stop. The truth is, the matter of cleanliness is a choice, because God literally put that inside of a man. That you should know how to wash yourself, you should know when to eat. So these things are there. And then the environmental health officer just come in as a source to help you. We still go, we still educate, we still enlighten. Now, if you cannot take care of your own self, you cannot take care of the environment. Because a man cannot give what he does not have. Personal hygiene. If any man can conquer personal hygiene, such a one will be a master of environmental management. Women, this gender-based violence whatever, if you look at creation from beginning, God wired the man differently and wired the woman differently. We are given to meticulousness. We are supposed to be meticulous in making sure that there is orderliness in the world and in ourselves. Take for instance, simple waste management should begin from your kitchen.
Okay.
You cannot take a fish intestine, for example. You lock it together with tin tomatoes cup with plastic, everything, put them together, and you go and put them in the waste. No! Simple principle of hygiene should tell you that this fish intestine will decompose in the next few hours, and everywhere will be smelling. So, caution demands that take your cutlass, go and dip a little salt in your copper or by the razor. Put those decomposing waste. Bury them there. They will decompose. If it is a little fine and good, you will be increasing your manure productivity of the soil. Now, practice simple waste recycling. Separating decomposing material from not decomposing ones. Carry few weeks ago, I did a general overhaul of my house. I packed some things that I think they are not good. Pack them neatly, just put them at the waste. Before you know it, all these people that normally scavenge, they are carrying them. They are carrying them. But if I go and mix those things up with decomposing things, the odor will shake them away. The cover will be smelling. And when you start perceiving that odor, you will be affected, your children will be affected, because you will not be breathing well. And the air you are breathing at that moment is polluted.
Yes.
Now, your kitchen, make it be orderly. Don't allow refuse. Normally, you cannot be going after the folks who want to throw. So there is this small packaging of waste in your kitchen. When you have done this little separation of decomposing from the not decomposing one, don't allow waste to sleep in your kitchen overnight. Because in the night, cockroaches, rats are active in the night. So those are the places they will be feasting. And you will make it fat in your own house. So ensure you eliminate every form of things that will encourage the breeding of mosquitoes, but cockroaches and rats in particular that thrive in kitchen. And discard what you don't need. Discard it. You can't just be piling on it. So the thing that you brought for market for the package truck is there. You package it. The day you go and remove it, you see the bunch of cockroaches that will just come out. So personal hygiene, we start from our kitchen, start from our rooms. Imagine, there are some people that can lay in one bed spread. For 1 month, it has not been washed. During this time of heat, you will sweat on that bed sheet. Today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, you are still there. So, and then, this time, once in a while, it's not going to be easy, but once in a while, look under the chairs, under your bed, sweep out the dust, because dust accumulates over time in places that broom does not reach. So, when you do this, you reduce dust. Dust is very, very inimical. That's harmful to health. It's very harmful. So once in a while, carry a thorough sweeping of those areas and more. I know that it's not easy. Men as well will do it. Not to talk about our place. And they have a principle. Wherever I am in environment, it must be well kept. So when you are conscious of your inside of your house like this, when you go out, definitely, you can't be among those that throw things out of the window now. How can you be driving? You know, you used to pay me. You used to pay me. There was a day I was saying that supposing I was in this car with somebody else, I would have said, pursue this person so that I can go and block the person at the front. So that as soon as she stops, I can come down. But I was the one driving. This video show that is very neat. The person was just peeling banana and he said the car was just throwing it on the third road. Literally like that, as we go on when traffic. So you just see the line of the pills like that. Excuse me, that is barbaric. Let's simple principle. Hygiene is clean. You don't need the environmental officer to tell you that where I made that is clean, I should make it cleaner and not to make it to become dirty. So every data, this period that you are celebrating your Christmas, ensure that as you eat and you celebrate, don't risk your health, the health of your children, of your loved ones, and the environment. Don't risk it by your attitude. There are going to be a lot of raw chicken, vegetables, and the rest that will be decomposing. Learn simple principle of managing the waste. Proper washing of table, shop cupboards. No, that's another place now. Some people that shopping cupboard will find out that the thing has become so rooted with knives, and you see that germs are inside. They will not really see that I've been using this thing for the past 3 years, 5 years. Wash it or go and buy another one.
Okay.
You must not die with it. These are things that are cheap. That's the one with plastic ceramic surface that is easily washed, not wood. So there are many things that we should do to enhance our personal hygiene, because when you are clean and when you are is clean, sicknesses, communicable diseases particular, they thrive in the presence of death. So you make sure to promote your health and you'll be healthy. Thank you.
So, Theophilus, you heard what he had just said. What will be your own take in terms of, because you are a PhD man, what are the relationship between what we are saying now and what you do?
Yes. You see, just like as she rightly said, she made a comment that she did a thorough cleaning of her house.
Yes.
And because she has an idea, the importance, because these things we are saying, it's not that our people are not hearing. They are hearing, but it's the practicability of it that is the challenge. How will they do it? Now she was able to separate those things, and on bringing it out, you see, for someone else it has become money. People have made money from that. To her is a waste, but to the other person is money. So it's the same thing with our waste collection refuse collection from households. Now, this Christmas season that people are celebrating, I want to say that several people still have this mindset of it is the government that will come and clean my house and evacuate my waste. I did a little, like I said before, I did a little visit around my area, just decided to go to some places to check. And some people were like, thank God though the government have said that this Christmas they are going to give Christmas to everybody. So all the people carrying waste will do it for free. I looked at the woman, I said, when do you hear that? He said everything. So I said, this is the story. And when it starts from one person, before you know it, it goes around. So this is an opportunity to correct that fake news. That is fake news. Please pay for your waste, for your refuse that you generate from your house. And like you have been instructed and given example, try your possible best to do separation, especially those decomposing materials, items that you have removed from your home, like this fish, what do you call it? Fish bones and some of these things. You can separate them, and like as you say, you can dig a little place and bury them. They will then decompose. And even if you tie it, it will decompose because it's going to smell. So unless you have a PSC coming immediately to evacuate it, but if it is going to, but for you, it serves you, it gives you a big, edge of a better environment, because anything you plant within that your garden, where you bury it will give you a better yield. So this period, our people should not think that government is saying PSP should carry refuse for free. You will pay for your refuse, and they will catch them away. But our challenge is the indiscriminate dumping of refuse by some people who have refused to register with the PSP. You discover that a lot of households, some places I visited, I discovered that the household will just keeps on accumulating their waste, and they refuse to pay the PSP for the months they have carried, and they leave it. When it comes the next month, they will tell you, no, you did not work for us that other month. So this month, as we are carrying this one, we are paying you for this month. Forgetting that what you is evacuating is actually an accumulated waste that you refuse to pay for. So I try to clarify some of them that, look, if you have been paying and you refuse to pay the PSP and he refused to come to carry your waste, the moment he calls him and he comes again, you will pay him for that waste because he's an accumulated waste for the number of days he did not come to evacuate the waste. Unless you have found a way to dealing with that issue, then that settles the matter. So in this season, I want to encourage our people, please stop burning refuse, because that's what I discovered in the night. You just see smokes everywhere in the middle of in the night from 8 o'clock. So people are now burning refuse, burning all manner. There is one I observed somewhere. I wouldn't want to call the name of the place, but I had to confront them the other day when I went there. I asked them, I said, why are you people burning? They said, no, it's not us that are burning, it's one man. He was packing out, so he's going home, so he's not coming back again. So all the things he gathered because the landlord said, keep my house in order before you leave. So he decided to all the things he has packed out. Instead of calling the PSP to remove them because he's not paying for waste, he decided to burn them in front of the compound. And the smoke was going high, was going up, and he was burning plastics alongside foam. This foam that they use in the chairs. He was just, I was so angry. I said, why did you not give it out? Just give it out. What you come at? This is wickedness. So please, in this season, if you know you are packing out completely from your compound, probably to a new apartment, or you are relocating, call a PSP in your zone. Let him come. Or when he comes, definitely if you evacuate it to some persons who scavenges these things, they are in our dump site. For them, they are making money. They will scavenge these things over there, and they will make money. So please try and still bless somebody in this season by giving out reasonably, not just by your refuse, but by other means, especially when it comes to the issue of maintaining the environment. Thank you.
Yes, looking at what you have just said, some of the PSPs, they are not fully doing their job. Madam Esther, looking at it very well, how do you look at those people? Residents will accumulate waste from month to month. Is there smelling? What do you expect that such people should do?
That is just the truth. Like as I said,
yes.
I wish, thank God is the secretary to the PSP. We are entering a new year.
Yes.
I want to use this medium to see an interface to the environmental health officials. Even if they are not directly under us because of political interest. Honestly, there should be a meeting with the environmental health officers to know their modus operandi.
Yes.
Because I pay for my own PSP, not because I cannot say that let me enjoy this favor.
Yes.
But I pay because they run expenses. You cannot, they say business thrive when friends and family pay for their services.
Yes.
So this is the principle why I pay. Even if the person normally give me some discount. But a situation where it used to be once a week, from once a week it became twice in 2 weeks. From twice in 2 weeks it's now once in a month. It does not tell well.
At all. Please,
in my area, it's like it's even more than a month sometimes. Not because people are not paying. And it is when you are disposing this waste on a regular basis, that is when the quantity is reduced.
Yes.
And that is when cleanliness will also be visible. Because those refuse that are hid in front of premises,
yes,
for 1 month, for 2 months before they are carted away.
And it will be spreading.
It encourages pest multiplication. It makes pests to thrive. Flies, mosquitoes, rodents, it makes them to be increased. And as I tell you now, many people are battling with the matter of rats in their house.
That's true.
Because there are many breeding grounds that make them to grow fast. They are not starving, they are just enjoying themselves. So I want to say that if there will be an interface, let them know their challenges. Yes. Let them know what is the problem. I know that diesel and costs have increased. But if that be the case, there should be a form of increment provided the thing is they are working on a regular basis. Yes. Even if they are not working with us, as I've said often time on this program, that there are many that we make to go to court. One street across the express the other day, almost all the compounds, we pack all of them to court. They don't know.
Okay,
because the whole street was the refuse. Okay. So we will hold them for indiscriminate dumping of refuse using the public street. At the end of the day, several of them were the ones telling us, officer, we have registered. After they say they believe in me, they want to register. So I now told them that you cannot have my contact. Now that you have registered, if the PSC is failing to come and do a job, you don't give me the person's phone. It will not be the PSC that will prosecute. Yes. So as time goes on, we will opt for that. Any PSC that is not working, we are going to visit. We will go to summon the person to court. That you engage that you will be doing this work. People are paying, and then you are not doing it. So it's going to be vice versa this year that we are going to enter. But before then, we need to sit and discuss. Let's know their challenges on a professional ground, not in administrative. Yes. Because administratively, they are under waste management board. Yes. But as a environmental officer who makes the public, compel the public to be doing registration with them and engaging them in their services, we should also know them. Know why some of them are not be able to render their services, because we are giving out our contact. You are paying. If they fail to come and carry your refuse, report them to us. Provided know the person's office, so that we can go to the person's office or person's address on the receipt and go and serve the person. So that is what we have been doing, and we intend to do more.
The Theophilus, you are a secretary to this PSC. What have been the problem? Why is it that you people who are under a union cannot even checkmate your people? Can we say is the problem of the state government, or is the problem of the executive of PSPs?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Gilbert.
Because people are complaining seriously.
Yes. Even when we are doing well.
Oh, this thing, when they accumulate on the street like this, they will also spread to the gutter, to the drainage, and it will result to blocking of the drainage. So what are your people doing?
Okay. I will not tell you that there is no challenge in the work. Okay. There is challenge.
They know.
And like as the example that the officer has given, if they did not get to that street, you understand, and serve the people, they will not register.
Okay.
And that is how it is in other areas that you get to. You will see a PSP, because I don't know the rationale, like I can give you an example of mine. You get to a particular place, it will be waste of diesel and effort that you enter the street just to evacuate the refuse of one person.
Of course.
Do you understand? So no PSP derives joy in that. The challenge we have is that you will tell the people to register, they will refuse to register. Do you understand? Now, some of them, you compel them through the means of enforcement. And by the time the enforcement team comes, they will register. I'll give you an example of the one that, at a point, it was like, what should we do? You compel them to register, they register. You continue your work. They will tell you that money I paid in the court is the money I have paid you up front for the work you have done. Now, some of them personalize it against the PSP, that it is not you and it is not the court that I'm having issues with. It is you as an individual. What do you do?
Exactly.
Do you understand? Now, enforce. The PSP. No, we don't. The government is supposed to do enforcement. But the government is now. No, but the government is there. You have to report. If you don't aware, the government is aware that you see that the government, like she's a government now. She has gone around and said that some places are dirty. Why is it dirty? You see that the PSP is not coming. Now, she said now. If the PSP is not coming, why is the PSP not coming? Because every PSP is working. Now, if the PSP is not working, check them, ask them, do you have receipt of payment? Most of them don't have. They will tell you, oh, we paid last 3 months ago. No, I've forgotten where the receipt is. So, we have been crying and asking and appealing. Let the government do Operation Show Your Receipt. Starting from the government, civil servants. Do you understand? So most of them will tell you, we are carrying our waste to our office. Okay. So let's take the secretariat for instance. Go there on Tuesday. The PSP will work on Monday. Go there on Tuesday. The kind of refuse that will be evacuated on Tuesday. You'll be asking, where are these waste coming from? Materials from the kitchen, leaves, fish, and all that in the secretariat. Some people bring it from their own because they are not ready to pay the PSP who is doing the work in their community. So if the government will help us, first, let every civil servant show their their receipt of payment for refuse collected in their vicinity. And I can tell you, these things we are talking about will stop because the PSP will also do his bit. Then two, we have been crying. This case is private private sector participant, yes. Which means government in partnership with private sectors. Yes. Now the question is, we have asked the government that we need, if it is soft loan, for us to have trucks, because these trucks we bought, they are under wear and tear. Some of them, you provide for depreciation. What you provide for depreciation, you discover that over time, the price of things will change. We are buying diesel at 162, and we are servicing the houses for 500 naira, some 700. Overnight, before you know it, what you are spending, maybe 40,000 in a month to buy. Diesel skyrocketed from 162 to 830. How do you manage it? And the people also, you tell them, look, we have challenge of diesel. This money, government has increased it for you to pay. Please, can you pay this? They will tell you, no, we can't pay. So now, who enforces? Is it the PSP that will now be forcing the people to pay? Who will force them? Who will enforce that law? That look, everybody should pay this. It is the government that will help the PSP, because the private partnership with the government in this business. So we have been appealing to the government. We use soft loan, or they give us truck and give us number of time, spread it for us, and say in 2 years or in 3 years, this is what you people need. You need a truck to assist you. Because if I have 10 trucks, for instance, why would anybody complain within Asaba? If all PSPs are having 4 trucks or 5 trucks for this business. So now you are an individual in partnership with the government. Government is to enforce, ours is to evacuate. We are doing our part. So the government should help us, especially this season we are in now. She just talked about cholera outbreak. We don't know what next that will come. Let the government enforce. Find out, why are the people not paying the PSP? Because the increment has been done, but somebody has to enforce it. The PSP is not an enforcement agency. Theirs is to practicalize what has been
ask them to do. And that is why we are there carrying this way. So you discover, so ask anybody anywhere, any compound, just go to any compound, ask them, show me your receipt for the for the previous month. Let's know why this PSP did not come. You'll be shocked that most of them don't have receipt for payment. So that's why we're having liters everywhere. Those who are paying, ask them, she's paying. If the PSP has logistic challenge,
some people are saying, and
no, if you say some people,
there's no PSP that is that's very
like I said, if a PSP has a logistic
that's the problem.
No, if a PSP has a logistic
have a logistic
challenge,
that you report to your people.
That's what I'm saying. That if a PSP has a logistic challenge, it may be something that may delay. But not that he will not come.
If it is habitual, it has gone already. Now, look at what I want to say. We are approaching another year. We can't keep doing the same thing.
We have been doing.
And you have been doing and expecting a different result.
That is why everything is okay.
Let's remove quality from refuse management and environmental sanitation.
That is it.
If we don't remove it, forget it. See, even some of these ones that we are doing, it is like a busybody. We could have been able to say that count us out of the issue of refuse. They are not under us. How do you expect me? I don't know how you came without anything when I was expecting to go and enforcing it. So let's everything. The way forward is that I'm not professional to handle the issues.
Yes.
If you are not professional to handle the issues, you will get results. Then you want to use waste management and environmental sanitation as also the tool for settling your political allies and supporters. We will keep going, we will keep lamenting. But the truth is that until we are ready to work ourselves, prevention still remains better and cheaper, because these things we are neglecting indirectly and directly, insanely hard on ourselves. I keep telling people, witches and wizards have become so powerful in our time because we have allowed our actions to give them power. That diseases and sicknesses that are preventable, we just come and finish somebody and say, witch don't kill her. There are so many preventable deaths and damages of health that our actions have not allowed us to prevent them. So let's rethink. Let's rethink and take decision to do the right thing. Allow professionals to handle the issue of waste and environmental sanitation, and let's see the results. You can't put somebody that has no business in environmental stuff and then the person will just say, we were talking with some doctors that last week that we don't have right to inspect hospital as environmental health officer. And then we said for what? He said the doctor needs environmental health officer to know that the place is dirty. By the time we finish talking, he saw that environmental health goes beyond looking like this, that place is dirty or it's not dirty. And even if it is dirty, it takes an environmental health officer to enforce it, to clean that place, because it is not in our culture, it is not in our DNA to promote health. So you need somebody to come and put you to say whether you like it or not. Do this maintenance. But alas, this erroneous belief that we don't need environmental health officer before we know that our environment is clean and anybody can handle it. That is where we are. So let's change our orientation and let's go back to those 80s.
Yes.
To those 80s. When the government allowed the environmental health officer who was called health inspector, they were called health inspectors. SR, sanitary inspector. Yes. And you see the impact, no interference. Go to the local government, they have trucks, laborers, and they are working. But today, you use refuse to settle somebody that supported you, and you expect results.
So,
it's not magic.
Theophilus. Yes. Looking at it now, see, you people truly, the PSPs, you are working. But upon your working and even the sensitization of the people, the waste management, the tax force, the environmental and others, people are doing well. Let me say so.
Thank you.
But now, we still see refuse on the median curve, the center of the road. Abandoned plots and others. Why is it that we have not overgrown that stage of? And when you go to some compound, their weeds are even overgrown. They cannot even sweep or clear around their compound. What is that for? Okay. What do we see in that?
In response to this, you see, I keep saying it before that, one, there's something the Bible said the heart of man is desperately wicked. Now, you see, the wickedness in us makes us that we don't care about the next person around us. I have given instances of some places I have gone into a compound, 4 flats, 2 down, 2 up. And I entered there. There were overgrown weeds inside the compound, interlocked. I was asking the people, I said, are people not living in this compound anymore? They say, no, say they are all living here. See, this one is a banker. He works in Onitsha. The other one is works in an oil company. He comes twice in a month. Then the other one, we don't understand the kind of business he's doing. So it's this one that has a grandmother that is always at home. I see. So the rest, you mean people cannot organize yourself and contribute money, look for a laborer and say clear this compound, or be coming to sweep this compound. I say what people have concluded is doing here is that those of them living downstairs majorly are affected because mosquito in the night breeds on these small leaves.
Yes.
Then the rodents also comes in that place. Then the people themselves, what they are facing, the day snake, they come and stay and live on that place and then crawl in there because this just across their fence there is a plantation. Yes. Planted just small
and it can climb and
it can come from there. So I asked them, I said, do you have rat challenge? Yeah, rat full everywhere. I said, that is the problem. That it jumps from the other compound and come here and leave. When it finishes in the night, they come out to play in this place and then go. I said, people, and if you see where they dump their waste, on the road, because we talked about this issue of dumping, I went there as a PhD to appeal to them to register. I said, when they come, people should meet on the last Saturday that I'll call me when they are around. If everybody comes back that last Saturday, everybody is at home. Then Monday, when there is a lockdown, that the one in Onitsha does not go out, it's okay. If they can meet, let them meet at the compound and agree on something. Call me and I will come. I waited and nobody called me. Only for me to go back to that day. I made an inquiry, discovered that the neighbor that is down does not talk to the neighbor up, and the neighbor up does not talk to the neighbor the other way. So they are like enemies, living in the same compound. Then how do you coordinate them in terms of refuse disposal?
Then you use court.
So that's why I say the wickedness of man, because we have had these instances of where one person will register and then position his waste bin in a particular place. For you to come and evacuate after they have this first flat has registered, what you will see will marvel you. Because this one will say it's my waste that is there. Yet every other person comes the same place to dump site. Then this one will be angry, I will not pay again because all these ones are not paying. Those are the issues on ground. Now this issue of media curbs, we have been announcing it. People should stop dumping refuse along the media curbs. The PSP that works in the major road is always working, and when it's passing, you will always know that it's passing because it does not run speed. People bring out their waste and give him. Sometimes he has boys working with him. They go into those shops along the road and evacuate their waste. So these things are done in the night by those who refuse to pay. So they feel that it is government that has to
be doing what? Evacuating their waste for free. That is the challenge of the media care that makes people, so those who refuse to pay still feel that it is their right to bring it to the government at the media care so that government will evacuate it for free. They don't do it in the daytime. They do it in the middle of the night when no man is seeing them. But there's a task force. The community is working with us right now, and they have been apprehending people. If you go to A division, you see some people who are there as a result of what they have done. So that's why if you go to Junior Avenue right now, Junior Avenue coming to Buzo Road, they're coming down to Medici from traffic light down. You can't see those things anymore because these boys in the night, they have sacrificed their time to walk in the night along that. But can they cover everywhere? Because you still need personnel, like as you say, how many of their personnel are in the local government? So we still need the assistance of the government in this regard. Very important.
Okay. So, Madam, looking at burning of bush, how do you look at it?
Burning of bush is bush, and it is what we call indiscriminate burning. It's what is causing the climatic change, one of the
depletion
major
of ozone layer.
The ozone layer is being depleted. It's like the protection God protects us from the sun is being eroded and eroded. So rainfall in extremism, sunshine in extremism. And who suffers it? It is we, human being. So we are appealing, stop indiscriminate burning of bushes, stop indiscriminate burning of your refuse, stop indiscriminate setting things on fire. Those of us that still smoke, those your remain filter, I don't know how you call it. Don't throw it anyhow. We are in a matter season.
Yes.
Beware. Be careful very well. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of the immediate place you are. Take responsibility. I keep on telling us. So bush burning is a very bad habit. One, it drives away animals. Animals. It keeps the natural flora, natural organisms that God places in the bushes. So we should be careful to stop indiscriminate burning. Register with your PSP. Manage your refuse well at home. Stop littering. Thank you.
Yeah. Your last advice.
Okay. My last advice is in this season of celebration, please let's love one another. If you have a neighbor, please talk to your neighbor this season. Don't keep quiet. You can't be living in the same compound and you cannot talk to your neighbor. Share, because your neighbor is the next person that is closest to you. When there are challenges, he's the first person to respond. I want to wish everybody happy Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. We have come to the end of today's program. I want to thank Madam Esther.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Give me up, stand up for me, for love, for me.